funds and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
Hello and welcome to Guerin Catholic High School, home of the Golden Eagles, facing off today against the Liberty Christian Lions. This presentation of IHSAA basketball brought to you by IndianaSRN in conjunction with Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. IU Sports Management, a lifetime of sport with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 logistical solution. And finally, Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Guerin Catholic hosts Liberty Christian. The Golden Eagles are 8-6 coming into this one. Liberty Christian arrives at 9-5, 2-1 in the Pioneer Conference in the North Division, and Guerin Catholic 2-2 in their respective Circle City division. Hello, everyone. I'm Joey Lindstrom alongside our color commentator, Ben Wood. Well, Ben, today is an exciting matchup for both these teams, relatively around same record, but they've played quite a different schedule. Something that stands out immediately is Liberty Christian's evolution of their team. They've been incredible throughout the year. They have all their wins have come at a point differential of 15 or more, minus one of their games earlier this year. And that just goes to show you how powerful their offense is. On the Guerin side, they've been reliant on Will Grissom in a lot of different ways. We'll get into both those teams, but overall, what are your impressions of both these teams and who needs to step up tonight in order for them to win?
Well, for Guerin Catholic, they're kind of a team that it seems like they don't really rely heavily. You mentioned Grissom. He's their go-to guy, but other than that, it just seems like every other night they just kind of have someone step up, score about 10 or 12 points, and just do their job and get the job done. So I'm really interested to see how this one goes. You mentioned the schedules. I think that's the one thing that Guerin Catholic has to their advantage. Obviously, being a 3A school, they've played the bigger schools, while Liberty Christian is only a 1A school. But when you look and break down the numbers, I mean, they're very similar. Liberty Christian scores about 63 a game, Guerin Catholic 57. So they're really head and head right there with each other. And you mentioned the offense for Liberty Christian. I think that's something we're going to be really excited about tonight.
No common opponents between these squads, and that's indicative of the way that, just like Ben mentioned, the 3A versus 1A discrepancy, a lot of different things at play for both these teams, but it's exciting that we get to see the Lions and Golden Eagles square off. Let's talk about Guerin Catholic. Coach Bobby Allen, 85-50 in his 6th year. And as a 3A school, he has brought this team to a powerful position, last year losing in semi-state and going as far as that. How do they maneuver themselves around and get themselves into positions to win games? They haven't done it as well this year as maybe last year, but that was a special team. Now they're kind of rebuilding and rebounding.
Well, you mentioned Coach Allen in his 6th year. We know what to expect from him. Team that plays good, hard defense. They're going to look to get up and pressure this Liberty Christian team. And then also, they try and take care of the ball really well. They average about 13 turnovers a game, but that's not too bad considering they don't really have that one true point guard like they did last year in Bobilia. So I think for them, it's just taking care of the basketball and then just looking for the right play. They don't really try and rush things too much. They'll make a few passes, go inside out, and get open looks.
A lot of youth and strong players that bring it. We're going to go to break. On the other side, we're going to dive deeper into this Liberty Christian team on your screen. We'll be right back here on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Joey Lindstrom alongside Ben Wood. Liberty Christian Lions 9-5 and 2-1 in their conference, and they are led, Ben Wood, by a literal house, Adonis House. He is 6'8", and man, does he know how to maneuver with the basketball. 14.5 points per game, over 8 rebounds per game. He's the type of guy that they look to for really every situation. You like what you see out of him.
Oh, you have to. I mean, you mentioned the size, and then he's got the numbers to back it up, averaging 15 and almost 10 rebounds. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how Guerin Catholic handles this size advantage that I think Liberty Christian is really going to have. 6'8", 6'7" out there as well. So they've got 2 guys in-house, and then as well as Kobe Watson that are going to give a size advantage to Liberty Christian, and I think that's something that Guerin really hasn't had to deal with too much these last few games.
There are rebounding teams at a ratio of 5-1. They have more offensive rebounds than any other team in their conference, and it's probably good. You could probably say that stands to reason because of their height. Now, they do so well on defense as well. They kind of shift into that mock 2-3 zone to a man-to-man to sometimes 3-2 zone. What do you expect to see from them tonight as Guerin Catholic looks to push the basketball to shoot?
Well, for Liberty Christian, I think the defensive end, it's going to turn into offense for them. We mentioned their high-powered offense. I think they have four starters averaging in double figures. So if they can turn that defense into offense, they're not going to have an issue here against Guerin Catholic. I think really the big focus for Guerin Catholic is going to be kind of controlling that tempo, slowing this game down, working them in the half-court offense.
Liberty Christian won a state championship in 2016 in 1A. They've made the sectional championship in the last 2 seasons. Mentioned earlier, each win they've had this season has been by 15 or more points, less 1 game. And really, if we're being honest, Ben, Guerin Catholic is going to be the toughest team they've played this season.
I think so, and it's not anything that you kind of look at Guerin Catholic and you're going to be surprised by. It's just really how they handle themselves inside the game, focusing on those little things, and then just the fact that they're battle tested. So if Liberty Christian does get out to a big lead here early, or if they're able to get a lead, Guerin Catholic's going to come back and they're going to hit them with a few set pieces and get some good shots and get themselves right back into this game if that does happen. But I think Guerin Catholic's going to come out here and really just try to establish their kind of basketball that they want to play against this Liberty Christian team.
The youth is very strong for this Guerin Catholic squad. We mentioned a lot of their contribution comes from guys like Lucas Parker and Will Grissom, who are their leaders, but at the same time you have to rely on guys like Jack Cherry and Robert Sorensen as well. Guerin Catholic 2012 and 2015 3A state champions, right now ranked 14th in 3A according to John Arrow's website. The last meeting between these 2 teams was last year. Actually, one day, I guess would be tomorrow. One day from tomorrow last year. Their last meeting, 74-43 in favor of Guerin Catholic. But I think this Liberty Christian squad, with a little more maturity, I mean, you look across the board, only 2 sophomores on their roster. That's indicative of their veteran leadership now really showing out and shown, and it's proven to be exactly what they needed at 9-5. We're going to head to break for prayer and national anthem. When we come back, it's tip-off time here at Guerin Catholic.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Joey Lindstrom alongside Ben Wood. Starting lineups for tonight. The Liberty Christian Lions are coached by Jason Chappell. Overall record 226 and 206. And his starting lineup is as follows. Number 2, Beckham Chappell at guard. At forward, number 3, Cedric Anderson. At point guard, number 11, Zach Jeffers. At center, number 15, Adonis House. And finally, at forward, number 33, Kobe Watson. For the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic, they are coached by Bobby Allen. Starting lineup as follows. Number 1 at guard, Jack Cherry. Number 2 at guard, Luke Scariano. At guard, number 5, Patrick Baird. Small forward, number 12, Will Grissom. And forward, Lucas Parker, number 14. Well, Ben, both these teams a bit hot. They've been playing good basketball as of late, both coming off wins. One thing that I wanted to point out, by the way, for Guerin Catholic, they defeated Brebeuf last Saturday. Huge win for this Golden Eagles squad to get a win in the Circle City against a 10-win at the time Brebeuf team. That's special, and they come into this game not looking to get their 9th win. Liberty Christian on the other side looking to get their 10th. What did that do for this Guerin Catholic squad?
I think it has to give them, obviously, a confidence boost, but then also maybe a little bit of validation saying, hey, we can hang with any of these guys in our conference. And we look at Brebeuf, they've got some great players, probably some players that are getting more recognition than some of these Guerin players, and maybe they took that personally and headed into that game with a little chip on their shoulder.
At the jump, Adonis House tips it to Guerin, and we are underway here in Noblesville. Starting out with the ball, that's Jack Cherry. Guerin Catholic likes to move the basketball inside and out of that paint. Outside shot for 3 goes. That's Lucas Parker on the outside.
Parker got going early against Covenant Christian last Friday, and that's a confident shot right there.
Going to need that from him all night. Adonis House is going to try his hand, and he drains a 3.
Now, Joey, if you would have asked me if Adonis House is coming out of here first shot, knocking down a 3, I probably would have said not likely, but I like the confidence from him as well.
Didn't really think he had it in him initially. Although he is 33% on the year. That one trickles in, Will Grissom.
And that right there just exemplifies Grissom's game. He kind of just finds the spaces in the defense and goes to work.
He's a player that really plays by the book. Another outside 3. That one's a little wide of the backboard. The rim. Guerin Catholic takes over. Sorensen on the floor out there, number 3. Out to Grissom, another 3 for Guerin Catholic.
We saw Grissom get it done down by the basket. Now he steps out. Some confident shooting here from Guerin. Really, Liberty Christian, they've been there, just didn't have their hands up on the catch.
3 straight buckets for the Golden Eagles. In the corner, down to House, double teamed. Finds his man inside, nifty pass. Down to Kobe Watson in the almost finish, but it's rebounded by Guerin Catholic. Missed opportunity there for the Lions. Good defense there by Cedric Anderson. Thought he had a free lane. They're going to get him on a foul. But they'll actually get number 5, Patrick Baird, for Guerin Catholic.
Yeah, that was a huge play by Anderson there. He read that pass perfectly. If he didn't get a hand on that, it was going to be Grissom all by himself on the wing over there.
Cedric Anderson is so quick, the 6'2 junior. See him with the ball there. He's the type of guy that they want to have the basketball often. Guerin Catholic line up in zone. House is going to take it another 3. Rattles around the rim, and it's unkind. Going to be Guerin Catholic basketball. All the way to the rack. Sorensen's going to shoot 2 as he draws the foul by Chappell.
Love that take there by Sorensen, kind of realizing the defense isn't set yet in transition and takes it right at him.
Sorensen, a 68% free throw shooter. 21 of 31 on the season. Make that 22 for him. And he's got himself on the board. Quick and early scoring for Guerin Catholic. 9-3 already, Ben, and that's kind of what we expected from them. Coming off their big win against Brebeuf, that's what they did to the Braves initially. Timeout by Liberty Christian. This scoring flood so far has been a flurry for Guerin Catholic. Take a minute to hear from our sponsor, Serenity Care Services, an Indiana-based licensed service agency. We're the friendly, experienced team of caregivers you have been seeking. Call Angela today at 317-900-6202. Serenity Care Services, serving Indianapolis and the 5 surrounding areas. Also by the IHSAA Foundation. Subscribe to our new newsletter, The Advocate, at IHSAAfoundation.org. Thanks to the IHSAA Foundation for what they're doing for our student athletes. Out of the timeout, Liberty Christian, a bit of a possible different strategy, Ben Wood?
I think really Coach is just trying to tell them, hey, you guys have been a step slow. We need to be lift up that intensity level here, and you can get right back into this one.
I think that's sometimes the notion you get when it's a 1A versus 3A type of game, where sometimes they're just not off the right foot. They just have to get their feet wet, so to speak.
And also, Guerin might play just a little bit faster pace than they're used to as well.
Anderson, baseline jumper's good.
There you go. You love that shot. You mentioned his game. Really solid all around. Just kind of turned face, realized the defense wasn't there, and put it up.
Cherry down on the baseline for Grissom. A lot of movement out of this Golden Eagles squad. Grissom double team. Tried to look through the defense, but nice hand deflection by Beckham Chappell.
Yeah, almost there. And we're seeing kind of this 4-out, 1-in for Guerin. Motion offense. They're constantly moving, constantly looking for cuts. And sooner or later, you'll just wear down that defense and hopefully get a good look.
I mean, that's got to be rough on the defense to constantly be moving like that.
Yeah, it puts them out of sorts, and they have to be talking as well. And you saw there was good home help side defense by the point guard in Chappell.
Stolen away on the run. Zach Jeffers to the rack. Rims out, but he'll go to the line.
Jack Cherry is lucky there. Didn't foul hard enough. He almost put that one in. Looks like Jeffers on the year is a 78% free throw shooter. Also a captain of this Lions squad.
Also second on the team in steals behind Cedric Anderson. I think when you look at this Jason Chappell squad, it's a team that loves to play. Now, there's not many like this, but they love to play defense.
Yeah, you would love that as a coach, too. And that's something that he's kind of instilled in this program. You mean being there 18 years, having plenty of years of success. He's been able to kind of show these guys what's expected out of them before they even step out on the court.
Here's Sorensen. Anderson giving him trouble. Baseball pass to the corner. Parker's three rims out. Thinking about it briefly is Kobe Watson. Gets it down to House. Low post move. Backboard. Unkind rim. But on the putback, is Kobe Watson.
There was 2 or 3 Guerin Catholic defenders down there. Didn't put a body on him.
No.
When you're that tall, you have to go find someone. Otherwise, he's going to make you pay every time.
Cedric Anderson almost a thief play again.
And I think this is something you'll see Guerin kind of catch on as the game progresses. Is this Liberty Christian team, they're jumping up in those passing lanes, trying to get a hand on them. We're probably going to start seeing some backdoor passes, some ball fakes to try and get some of these Golden Eagle players open.
You can kind of feel the momentum going Liberty Christian's way. They're starting to get down and get aggressive on defense.
That's what they had to do, getting down to that 10-3 gap, a quick 6-0 run here since that timeout.
And maybe that was an appropriate timeout by Jason Chappell then. Grissom. A lot of trouble down there in the low block. Guerin Catholic scooting it around. Here's Baird. Parker trying to drive. Gets it out to Cherry. Cherry down low. He's doubled. Back out to Baird. Rebound by Adonis House.
And House had a big impact on that defensive possession. Seeing just him around the rim, all he has to do is take a step over.
To the rack. What a nice move. Ethan Troutman.
Love to see the aggressive take there. Him coming off the bench, doesn't settle for the jump shot and goes right towards the rim.
Ethan Troutman, 8.5 points per game. Jack Cherry answers with a layup of his own. Aggressive to the hole. You know, Cherry was a freshman last year. Started quite a few games for him, even the sectional game against Brebeuf in their Lebanon sectional. He's a guy who has been extra important to Bobby Allen's squad at such a young age, too.
Yeah, he seems like just one of those stereotypical kind of glue guys, has great instincts to the game, knows all the right spots to be in, and we just saw it on back-to-back possessions there. He made a nice cut around the elbow to go towards the basket, and then right there he had no problem grabbing the rim and quickly pushing it down the court.
6'1" sophomore will take his first leave on the bench, as well as Grissom and Parker. They'll hop off, too. 12-11 our score early in this one. Inbound play to Kamia Chandler. Who lets it rip. Rebound by Watson. Oh, excuse me, that's Eric Troutman. And he'll miss, but he'll be rebounded there by Aiden Cannon. Tries to get it inside to Sorensen. Dishes back out. Now in the post. Chandler's going to try his hand again. Swish.
That's great to see there from Chandler. We saw him get that open jump shot. The free throw line missed it and didn't let that missed shot get in his head. The next open look he got, he was firing away.
Troutman dishing it out. And another three. Zach Jeffers.
Just a great shot, kind of fading towards the corner there. Not much space to work with, but it didn't matter for Jeffers. He's a phenomenal three-point shooter for the Lions as well. Their leading three-point shooter.
Out to Etchison. Back iron.
Etchison, on the other hand, now 1 for 13 on the season, so that's not really his game.
I remember in that sectional championship game.
But that right there, that's his game, 1,000%.
He's a grinder.
I think against Covenant Christian, he had 2 charges taken in that one, too, so he's always just looking to get in there and take some contact.
I remember calling their sectional game last year, and you were a producer then. Yep. I mean, it was indicative that he's a fan favorite because he made a couple of clutch threes to get them back in that game against Brebeuf. Man, that was crazy. Got the crowd all riled up.
I'm looking forward to being back there again this year.
Yeah. Low post. Rims out for Cannon.
Not a bad look there by Cannon. Most guys, he's probably getting that shot in, no problem. But with 6'8" there, you got to throw that one up a little higher off the glass.
House, a big body in front of him. Cedric Anderson, no good on that putback. And there will be an offensive foul. Looked like
I think it was Anderson kind of swiping in there at the ball, trying to get it back.
Reach in. 37 seconds to go here in our first quarter. It's been competitive.
Yeah, this is super competitive and pretty high scoring too, considering we've had a timeout. These teams have just kind of been trading buckets.
I love the pace of this game so far. Grissom, open lane to the basket, made Adonis House miss at the top of the key. Excuse me, at the top of the elbow.
Little quick show and go there from Grissom.
Troutman, double teamed. I think that ball got interfered with a little bit. Grissom realizes it, dishes it to his teammate, and Chandler finishes.
What a play.
To finish out the quarter, Guerin Catholic with a highlight reel extends their lead to 5 points. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. You won't want to miss a thing here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Hey, never miss a game on IndianaSRN.org and our YouTube page. IndianaSRN is our user. Today's game brought to you by Family Source Insurance. We got you covered. Auto, home, life, or business. Call Pat Cherry to get a quote today. 317-884-8046. Look to Family Source Insurance for all your needs. Email at www.familysourceinsurance.com.
Good old World Wide Web for you there, Joe.
I love it. Yeah.
But
Can't get my 3 consonants in a row.
Our YouTube page last night was popping for that city championship game.
That was a wild game. Made it on a couple hoop mixtape pages, too.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that Tech team, not the most disciplined team, but very fun to watch. They're looking for alley-oops any chance they get.
Missed three-pointer. Off the back iron. Goes back to Guerin Catholic. Well, that little bit of a run they had to extend this lead to 5 at the end of the first quarter. Both plays made by Will Grissom, number 12, for the Eagles. Deep three. Got it, Lucas Parker.
Yep, he's their 3-point guy, and you just saw right there coming off the screen, nice curl and set. Not much you can do if you're the defense.
48% from 3, you're right. 28 of 58 this year. Make that 29 of 59. Adonis House strong with the basketball with the defense in his face.
You saw Baird come over there from the backside help, but that's just a senior player there in House being strong with that ball, keeping it at his chin, and being able to go up with it.
Grissom, so quick.
That is impressive. The defender was there, and he just still swung through and got right to the rim.
Grissom's got 9 already. Troutman, deep three. Cedric Anderson was trying to contend, but Will Grissom, who leads Guerin Catholic in rebounds, is trying to take it himself. I feel like he's gotten so much faster compared to last year.
Yeah, I think it's that and just the explosiveness there. You just see, can't give Parker that much space. House decided to go under the screen, and Parker made him pay. But, yeah, I think his quickness, and then you can just tell his explosiveness, even when he's going up towards the rim, he's almost right there and dunking it.
Underneath, Grissom again. Tried to go strong. Cedric Anderson denies. He takes it himself to the rack. Count it.
So we got a whistle, maybe a timeout here from
I think
Guerin?
they did get a timeout, so this is going to be Liberty Christian's time. This is going to be a full timeout. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Guerin Catholic leads 24-18, but Liberty Christian is contending and keeping pace with this Golden Eagles squad after Cedric Anderson's fast break bullet down the court and finish.
It's kind of interesting. This is around the same spot in the first quarter where Coach Chappell took that timeout, so I don't know if maybe that was kind of the same thing where he's reiterating that same statement he had in the first half, and maybe so.
Jeffers with another steal. And a foul on the ground by Jack Cherry. That is Jeffers' second steal of the day.
And both of them came in that same kind of fashion. The ball handler just was kind of lax with it, and he just snuck right in there.
Jack Cherry's second foul.
You can tell Cherry's a little upset about that as well, because now he's going to probably miss most of this first half.
Kobe Watson tries to go up. I think that was a clean strip by Matt Etchison.
Yep, Etchison doing what he does, digging in there and getting dirty.
He's a gritty player.
You got to be when you don't have the size like Aiden House. You got to find something that's going to get you out there and get you some valuable minutes.
House thought about driving to the lane that time. Skilled player with the basketball. Speaking of the grit, Etchison stole it, but stealing it right back again is Jeffers. Here's Cedric Anderson. Elbow down to House. Easy finish, but he misses. I think maybe there was a tip there by Will Grissom, and on the putback, House had nothing but rim.
Yeah, that was an odd miss. It looked like he had that point blank.
Unique looking basket there on the drive from Lucas Parker, and he extends Guerin Catholic's lead to 8 points as he gets his 8th point. But Adonis House now on the opposite end going to get called for a traveling violation.
And those right there, that sequence just kind of shows you where you have to make those buckets. Otherwise, a team like Guerin Catholic's going to come down on the other end and make you pay, even though Parker's shot didn't really look like it had too much business going in, but somehow it found the bottom of the net.
So fast, too. I think this Guerin Catholic squad, if anything, if you could point to any reason why they would have the lead, I think just their pace in their fast break and in their offense has been contributing to their lead.
And it seems like 4 out of these 5 guys, they get that rebound. They're not waiting to get the ball to the point guard. They're pushing it up the court.
Right. Etchison from 3. His second of the year. Comes at a great time right when Guerin Catholic is building momentum. Now they lead by 11.
And that's right where he missed the first one earlier in the first quarter, so he knew what he did wrong and corrected it.
Etchison with 2 steals. And now a three-pointer to his credit in this first half. Here's House, top of the key to Jeffers. Guerin Catholic doing a little bit of a muddled double team. Foul is on the ground. That's Guerin Catholic's 4th team foul.
That's kind of been the thing that's stuck out a little bit. It's been very subtle, but when they go to trap, they just hit you all of a sudden. The defense really hasn't seemed to catch onto it yet. They've done it a few times, and it's led to deflections and buckets the other way.
That's Robert Sorensen's first foul. Jeffers sinks it.
Jeffers, the second leading scorer behind House with 13.5 a game.
Second one rims out. Guerin Catholic will take over. There's Lucas Parker. Etchison Looking for space. Gets it to Grissom. Wow. It's so impressive watching Will Grissom shoot the basketball because I think every time it goes in, it splashes like that.
Yeah, just so smooth.
Kobe Watson to answer. Very unkind rim on this end for Liberty Christian. Quite a few layups and putbacks. Really just rimming out.
They've all been from that right side, too, right there.
Yeah. Etchison, another three. Rebound long. Troutman recovers it. Nice move behind the back. Gets it down to House. House goes up, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, the behind the back move, and then the way he was able to kind of feed that pass in between the arms there to get it to House was a real nice sequence.
Adonis House. An 82% free throw shooter.
So here just a stop, pulls it back out, and then somehow fit that pass in there.
Edgison was wearing skates on that one. But he was trying to commit to the steal, which I got to respect.
Exactly. It's like some of the big guys in the NBA always say, hey, if you get put on the poster, at least it means you're trying.
Yeah, I like that. Back rim's out. Nice tip back to Adonis House. Troutman with that little extra effort play to get his team the basketball again. 3.5 to go here in the second quarter.
And I know we've mentioned we haven't seen this Liberty Christian team before, but I'm surprised how often you see House at his size dealing with the basketball around the three-point line. I think they would look to get him more duck-ins around the rim, but that really hasn't been the case.
It's impressive, too, because he's pretty dynamic when he moves. He's not just a big guy. Jeffers tried his hand to the three. Anderson was there for the rebound. That's going to be a push on Etchison.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough call. Looks like he kind of got underneath the player there, and that's where the foul came in.
Gets it into House. Oh, tried to fit it to Anderson. Picked up by Will Grissom. To the hole, it's going to count. And one opportunity for Will Grissom. That's his 14th point.
He just seems like he's in a different gear than everyone else. They're kind of maybe a step behind him because every time he's getting that ball, he is just blazing down the court.
He does. He averages 18.5 per game.
He's going to have that at half.
14 right now. Have a half, Will Grissom. 15 points to his name.
Yeah, look at this again. Two defenders there, splits them both.
See Eric Troutman going for that steal as well. Well, we said in pregame you have to get Will Grissom going early because if you do, you're not going to have a lot of issues. You're up by 15, and if they took Will Grissom out of the game, then this game would be tied.
Exactly. And this, they've got plenty of great players around him, too.
House with a jump and a flush.
But that's the kind of action I'd be looking for if I was these Lion teams. Just get House some looks around the rim. He's got a couple inches on everyone out there.
Jack Cherry at the baseline. Throws it up off the backboard.
Good to see Cherry get back in the game and get right back into the scoring column.
Up top, House again. Anderson pleading for a pick. Drives to the lane. Almost a great finish by Cedric Anderson. He did get the foul. And he'll go to the line and shoot two. He's got 10.2 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game. He's a 76% free throw shooter. And that is Will Grissom's second foul. So our last game versus Muncie Burris, they won 97-48. Anderson clinks that one. Last game, Adonis House at 24 points, Jeffers with 22. Anderson here at the line had 12, Ethan Troutman 14, and Kobe Watts with 11. They're really clicking on all cylinders, Ben. And it's, if you look as you look in this sectional 55, a couple of teams that Liberty Christians certainly can contend with. They're 1-0 and they're against teams in their sectional. But you got Daleville, West Dells, Tri-Central, Cohen. And Anderson prep. High off the backboard, Chapman. Out to Cherry for 3. Rebound by Jeffers.
Yeah, I think Liberty Christian has to really like their chances heading into sectionals this year.
Eric Troutman a little long in his own 3. Cherry to the rack, Adonis House. Rebound. Let's see these guys for Liberty Christian playing a lot of minutes. I like what they were trying to do there. Xavier White was trying to get it to Cedric Anderson. A little bit of a tip drill.
Yeah, they're trying to take a play out of kind of Guerin's strategy in this one so far. Just beat them down the floor. That time a little too quick for themselves.
Guerin Catholic has cemented themselves as a team that shoots the ball well. But this year, I think it's different as Chapman launches one from 3. House to rebound. They play so much faster than I've ever seen a Golden Eagle squad play.
Yeah, it is really just fun to watch because I know we've mentioned Grissom being their guy, but he isn't really going out and seeking the ball. It's kind of just coming to him through the offense, and it makes it fun because you never know who's going to step up and hit the shot. I'd say that was an offensive foul.
Yeah, it was an offensive foul. I think moving screen on Liberty Christian. Yep, Xavier White, the guilty party. Cherry, down low to Cannon. A lot of room to shoot. House with the rebound. Foul on the ground, blocking.
Big fella taking it coast to coast.
I like it. Big number 15, Adonis House. Now he'll head to the line. That's Robert Sorens' second foul, and Bobby Allen is going to send Lucas Parker back to the floor.
Not sure what they're discussing here before these free throws, but House getting himself going here a little bit in the second quarter. 5 points, looking to add to that total.
Love how fast this game feels.
Yeah, it seems like we had those 2 early timeouts in each quarter by Coach Chappell, and other than that, they've let the boys run.
Hey, if you missed the beginning of this game, you can always go back. IndianaSRN live right now, but we tape all our games and have them on demand on IndianaSRN.org, as well as our YouTube page, IndianaSRN. What a rebound by Cedric Anderson.
And that's the second time he's done that off of a free throw. So you just think they'd look to get a box out.
The rim has been rather kind to him. Meanwhile, Will Grissom is down. Took a bit of a hard fall.
You can just tell the intensity he doesn't want to come out of this game.
Very intense. I like that. Hopefully not taking it too hard. Eric Troutman swishes the first. Onto the floor now, Josh Holba.
So now let's see how Holba does down there against House if Troutman can't knock this one down.
Well, he does. Liberty Christian down by 12, but you wouldn't know it. I mean, they've been playing so tough. A lot of really unlucky bounces as far as the rims go. It sounds silly and superstitious, but it very well could be that the second half has a different story based on the direction that they're going.
It could, and it just seems like Guerin, anytime that Liberty has had a miss or an easy open look and they didn't take advantage, Guerin comes down and scores.
Yes. 37 points and a half is a lot.
It sure
especially
is.
In high school.
And they only average 57 a game, so.
Well, they've been clicking on all cylinders in this first half. Here's Chapman losing it, stolen away by Watson. Not used to bringing the ball up all the time. Has to chuck up a shot before the quarter ends, before the half ends. Our score, 37-25. Guerin Catholic leads here on IndianaSRN. We'll be right back after the messages.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
The Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles have two new sponsors for their webcast this year. Tommy Mascari with Berkshire Hathaway and Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group.
I've been teaching here at Guerin Catholic for 13 years. I've been assistant coach also for 13 years. And I think it's important in today's world that we have young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Guerin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Mascari. And any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time, effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
I'm Mary. Welcome to Guerin Catholic High School. Many people believe that we're just like any other school, but I'm here today to show you that we're not. At Guerin Catholic, we are family. Now I know that sounds crazy, right? How can a school be like a family? Well, it all starts with St. Theodore Guerin herself. Her charisms inspire us every day. She's been praying for us since before the school was built, before we were even born. On one of her many resting places, it says, I sleep, but I watch over the house that I have built. As a student, it's so inspiring to know that we have our own saint in heaven praying for us every day. But if you really want to understand what Guerin Catholic's all about, there's a lot more you need to know about us, starting with who we are. Mother Guerin also has some advice for the teachers. She says, love the children first, then teach them. It is these wise words that inspires our teachers to motivate students and look for the best ways to meet each student where they are. You might think with all this love, academics might not be important, but there is nothing further from the truth. It is because of our faith in seeking the truth that we aspire to know all that we can know. But we can't stop there. We have to know how to think about the knowledge in order to make a difference in the world. Whether you need a little extra help or you're ready to be challenged with an international baccalaureate diploma or anything in between, there is a place for you at Guerin Catholic. But we're not just about academics around here. At Guerin Catholic, we are well-rounded. There are so many ways for you to get involved. Obviously, we have sports. We have 21 athletic teams, including swimming. And if you don't play a sport, we're all about supporting those that do. Our student sections are so much fun. We are spirited. And we also have 43 clubs. So if you don't see anything you like, you can start another one. We also have band, choir, orchestra, and theater. We are involved. At Guerin Catholic, there are so many ways for you to discover and use the gifts that God has given you. We are creative. Getting involved in these activities is not just about having fun. It's also about developing skills that help you become a great leader and providing opportunities for you to lead. At Guerin Catholic, we are leaders. Another great way for you to grow as a leader is through service opportunities. There are so many ways for you to share your gifts with others. Mother Guerin says, you will be happy yourself in making others happy. That's what service is all about. By connecting to local organizations or through mission trips, you'll have plenty of opportunities to serve. At Guerin Catholic, we are compassionate. There are so many opportunities to travel at Guerin Catholic, from mission trips to Costa Rica to performing in New York City. We are explorers. You will find the Guerin Catholic community all around the world, working, singing, and learning, all to get closer to Christ. Here we are at our chapel. This is where I leave you. But as you think about your future, I'll give you one last piece of advice from Mother Guerin. Do not give way to uneasiness about the future. Place yourself gently into the hands of Providence.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Joey Lindstrom alongside Ben Wood. The Golden Eagles lead the Lions 37-25. A couple quick hit stats for you. Leading the way in scoring for the Golden Eagles was none other than Will Grissom. 15 points to his name in that first half. Other notable scorers, Lucas Parker with 8, Camilla Chandler with 3, Jack Cherry with 4, Robert Sorensen with 1, and Matthew Etchison with 3. For Liberty Christian, the scoring led by Zach Jeffers with 6th, followed by Adonis House with 5, Ethan Troutman 2, Kobe Watson 2, Cedric Anderson with 3. Well, Ben Wood, your first impressions of that first half?
You know, I was surprised by kind of the pace, the scoring pace it got started off with. They were kind of trading buckets early on there, and then it seemed like Guerin just kind of took advantage of little mistakes here and there that Liberty Christian was making, missed layups. They were taking it and getting good looks the other way. So it was just kind of, as a whole, how Guerin was able to get it done. They were getting stops in the defensive end and then kind of getting whatever they wanted on the offensive end.
A lot of those shots by Liberty Christian that didn't go in were really about to go in, right? And just kind of an unlucky rim situation. We kind of said it, we kind of jokingly said superstition lives and maybe the opposite side of the court will be different. That could be, but regardless, what do they have to do to get back into this one?
I think you got to rely on your leading guys. Get that ball in there to House, get him started going early, and then see if we can get Jeffers some outside shots, see if he can get some looks. But then I think someone else has to step up because it's just been those two with 8 and 6 points. No one else has really been able to contribute much. And we mentioned 4 out of those 5 starters average double digits. So a couple more guys are going to have to step up here and knock down some shots. But it all starts on how much intensity and what they're able to do on the defensive end to slow down Guerin.
Guerin Catholic has been so fast. There's Will Grissom in the post.
And like right there, you see Grissom doesn't do anything, didn't set a screen to get there, just kind of set up early position on Anderson. That's something he has to be aware of and not let him catch that ball literally right in front of the basket.
Beckham Chapel with the foul, his second. Grissom rims out. Well, 15 points for Will Grissom is nothing short of awesome for this Guerin Catholic team, but honestly, they're kind of used to it with number 12.
Yeah, it was just coming quickly. He was getting the ball down the floor, beating everyone. We saw him come off a couple screens, hit some threes. It was just really smooth and within the offenses, which I'm sure Coach Allen liked a lot.
You said, too, he looks like he's just a step ahead of everybody.
Yeah. I mean, even on that last play, you just saw he had the ball before the defense could even recognize it.
In the corner, Jeffers. Going to take it to the top of the key. Out to Eric Troutman. Anderson, baseline. Looking for a teammate. Has to try to split it through the defense. Intercepted by Baird. And he will go to the line and shoot 2 after the aggressive attempt to go to the basket.
We saw that a few times in the first half where Guerin doesn't really initially look to trap players. It's when they get in certain spots and realize they're vulnerable, they'll go and send 2 guys at them, and then you see the help defense come into the play there, and Baird's able to take it one-on-one and get the foul.
Back iron on the first one. Baird, a 67% free throw shooter. This is actually just his 3rd trip to the line this season. Up to Troutman. What a move, but unfortunately, I think he was under the rim on that one. Parker inside to Cherry. Cherry gets his own rebound. Put back, blocked. Taken by Beckham Chapel. Nice shot by Ethan Troutman to kind of tip that one over to his teammate. And Chapel draws the foul.
Yeah, so again, we see some point-blank misses on both sides here early on in this second half.
We said that 37 was a high mark to go in the first half because Guerin Catholic's offense was clicking. Let's see if that story changes then. Anderson tripping over his defender. They tried to get that ball into him. Grissom at the other end, easy finish.
Just an excellent setup there by Sorensen to attack the defense, make them make a decision, and he splits them with a great bounce pass to Grissom.
Here's Anderson. Trying to get it to his teammate. Here's Chapel inside. Layup is good.
First time Chapel's able to get in the scoring column. Doesn't average too many points a game, only 1 on the season.
Nice take on the opposite end. Robert Sorensen. And this is going to be a timeout for Guerin Catholic. Give us a moment to chat about our sponsors with you. IHSAA officials, get involved in the game. Become an IHSAA official by contacting Sandra Walter at ihsaa.org/officials today. Stay in shape and make some extra money. Training classes are starting for the spring season now. Contact Sandra Walter today, 317-846-6601. Also brought to you by Basketball Weekly, an in-depth look at Indiana high school basketball with Troy D. and Coach Keith Myers every Monday on IndianaSRN.org on the sports page. Guests, upcoming schedules, and much more. Basketball Weekly.
I gotta say, I'm guessing the theme tonight was patriotic. They're not doing the greatest job there.
No, I don't get it. The Pistons, I get the colors. Not so much patriotic. I see a couple American shorts in there.
Maybe it's because they're playing
Stars and
Liberty
Stripes.
Christian. I
Maybe,
don't know if that has something to do with it, but
I don't know. Red, white, and blue.
saw a much better effort last Friday night on Pajama Night.
Did you?
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I think the fellow on the right's wearing his pajamas too. Just wanted to stay in with the color coded.
Yeah, he's missed the memo. He's a week behind.
Yeah. Possibly. Liberty Christian wants to get back into this one. Adonis House. Nice take. That'll get him started. He's got 7.
Yeah, there's just a good look getting it right back to him. He drew a couple players, able to kick it back out, and then able to move through the defense and finish at the rim.
Baird back out to Parker. Guerin Catholic, so good on offense this year. Outscoring teams by an average margin of 13 when they win. They've had some tough losses too. Their largest loss was 12 points.
And they've played some good teams throughout their, I'd say, halfway through their season so far. So they've been tested here and there, and like you said, have been on both sides of things.
They're looking to get back to the kind of style they had last year. Lost to Silver Creek in semi-state as Grissom knocks that one down. This year they're shooting at 49%, 57% from two-point range, and 34% beyond the arc. They're 3-2 at home this year, and they're leading Liberty Christian by 14. Nice rebound. Kind of clutched it out of the air. Lucas Parker outside to Baird. Short. Rebound. Put back. No good. Grissom again. No good. Maybe it is the rim, Ben.
I think it might be. That's just the 6th layup I think or at least shot around the rim that we've seen on that side in this half alone be missed by Guerin.
I mean, my goodness, somebody needs to tighten the screw. Nice shot by Jeffers. Well, rim or not, still a 12-point game.
Yeah, this is where you'd like to see Liberty Christian really try and lock in and get some stops, but
Grissom didn't need the rim that time, swishes it through. He's got 21 points. In conference play, he averages about 14, but out of conference, he averages 19. Adonis House. Rebound, Grissom. Fast as ever. Another 2.
He is just quickly adding to that total. It was sitting at 15.5. Already has 3 buckets in this third quarter.
Looks like Jason Chappell's going to take a timeout while his team was on the fast break. This is going to be a full timeout, and we're going to go to break. Guerin leads 47-31. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic. Coach Bobby Allen encouraging his team to keep building on this lead. This is one of their best offensive performances they've had this season, and for good reason, because they just keep shooting the lights out of the ball.
Yeah, and it's because they're taking good shots. The only time I'd say they're forcing it is when they're at the rim, and they're still pretty good looks. But every jump shot we've seen really hasn't been contested. It's within the offense.
Joey Lindstrom alongside Ben Wood. Adonis House down low. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
And I think this is a little bit of what Liberty Christian was missing in that first half. Now they're seeming to get the ball more around within 15 feet of the basket, trying to get House to get something going.
It's Josh Holba's second foul. House drains the first one. He's got 8 points.
Like I said, if they keep giving him touches here, I know this lead's now at 15, but if they can keep chipping away here and get this under 10 with heading into the fourth, they got a good shot here.
Here's Jack Cherry up top. Parker, deep 3. Rebound House. Jeffers driving up the floor. Against this Guerin Catholic man-to-man defense. They're so talented on the offensive side of the ball, but they've struggled on defense in the second half of games. Kobe Watson will go to the line after his drive.
And Watson's been a player I expected that we'd see more out of him, considering he's 6'7", and there's not really anyone on Guerin that can match him size-wise. He just really hasn't seemed to get in rhythm of their offense.
Yeah, you're right. This is only his 3rd point tonight. He's the type of guy that averages 10.5 per game. So maybe that is the secret sauce that got to get him going, but he's got 2 for 2 from the line there.
Yeah, Watson on the year averages 10 points, shoot about 50% from the field, so he's a valuable offensive asset.
Up and in. Lucas Parker.
Shooter showing off some touch off the dribble.
He's been special, now reaching double digits. Jeffers to the rack. Rebound briefly by Watson. Picked up by Grissom. Gets down the floor quickly and finishes.
Anytime he gets that ball in transition, it's off to the races. He's taking it right to the front of the rim.
Troutman. Ethan going to work against Jack Cherry. Top, Kobe Watson. You know, we haven't seen an Adonis House 3-pointer since the very first possession of the game. Taking the charge is Etchison. Who else? He took one in the first half, takes one again.
That was textbook defense right there. He was never set, but he got there with his feet and made the defender take it right at his chest.
In that case, didn't have to be set. I mean, it was
exactly
right there. Zach Jeffers' second foul. Guerin Catholic up by 17, and you wouldn't even know it.
No,
Liberty Christian has played so hard.
It's just been a few possessions at a time. They'll build this lead and just keeps ballooning.
Etchison thought about it briefly. Gets it back to old reliable Will Grissom. Underneath, finish. Josh Holba.
Little scoop and score there. What a pass.
Grissom also leads the team in assists per game. Outside, Jeffers. Thought about the three. Going to go down to Watson. Low post. Watson's strong to the hoop. Gets his own rebound. Blocked in front by Holba.
Saw Grissom and Holba staying tall there. Just had their hands straight up in the air.
Parker to Chapman. To the rack. Dishing it to Holba. Little baby hook. Off the front of the rim. House with a rebound. Jeffers. Ramming over Matthew Etchison. But guess who? Big boy stands tough.
Oh, man, this is a Brad Davidson-esque game here from Matthew Etchison. His third charge forced against the offense.
Number 10 is feeling himself on defense for Guerin Catholic.
That's gotta be his equivalent to dropping 20 points, right?
I think so. I mean, if you can make an impact in different ways on the court, I don't think you need to do much scoring when you have somebody like Will Grissom taking care of that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, come on. Three taken charges right there in this game. 2 on almost back-to-back possessions. Hold off the backboard. Nice move off the shot fake.
Olba says, you like this move, Will Grissom? Took that one right out of Will's playbook.
Chappell, excuse me. His second bucket of the night. Those are the kinds of things you need if you're the Lions. Guerin Catholic up by 19.
Yeah, this game was at 15 with 4 to play in the third quarter. So, again, they're just adding to this lead slowly here as this one goes on.
I think it was really what was imperative was that those couple of possessions at the end of the first quarter when it was a 1-point game. Guerin Catholic took the lead, got 2 quick buckets in the last 15 seconds of that first quarter.
That definitely gave them the momentum they needed to head into that second quarter and start building that lead.
And now they'll be patient.
It's just been impressive how efficient they've been on the offensive end.
Parker losing the handle on it. It's going to go back to Liberty Christian. They'll get a chance for their last shot before the quarter ends here.
And of course, right when I say that, they turn it over. So I'll just keep my mouth shut for the rest of this quarter.
Broadcaster jinx is a real thing, Ben.
It might be. It very well might be.
So Guerin Catholic seeking their 3rd straight win after defeating Covenant and Brebeuf. Jeffers' last-ditch shot. Rims out. Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles have rolled in this third quarter. Our score, 55-36. We'll be right back here on IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
Sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Joey Lindstrom alongside Ben Wood. Guerin Catholic leads by 19 headed into this fourth quarter, Ben, and it's been in large part due to the efforts from Will Grissom. He's going to take a well-deserved rest on the bench, but at the same time, they've had some strong effort plays from guys like Matthew IHSAA.
Yeah, he's been getting it done on the defensive end, but in that third quarter alone, Liberty Christian scored 11 points total. Grissom by himself had 10, so.
Just crazy. If you had to point to a difference. There it is. Luke Scariano's first.
It's good to see Coach Allen having some confidence in some of these bench players that get them in here early in this fourth quarter and see what they can do.
Yeah, I think that part of the reason why Guerin Catholic is versatile is because they are so deep. They have talent kind of everywhere, and I think last year that's maybe something that they could point to and they were probably hoping for this year. Not so much like a rebuild, but more of just a reload. And they do have that depth.
Yeah, it just seems like everyone's really bought into what Coach Allen wants them to do. I mean, you see right there Chandler with an awesome take at the rim.
His 5th point, Kamia Chandler, the junior. Didn't see a whole lot of varsity minutes last season, but he's been a contributor this year. Ethan Troutman tried to drive to the baseline. Shot fake, House goes up to the rack and earns a trip to the line. Well, let's look ahead for both these squads. After this Guerin Catholic game, Liberty Christian will travel back to Westfield on Saturday. Tough matchup for them there. And then they will go to Seton Catholic out in Richmond the following Monday.
I believe they're sitting at 10-5 or 11-5, so another good team they're going to have to go play on the road.
Very tough schedule then.
Yeah, and I think this is the heart of it. This probably is the toughest kind of section they're going to have to go through, but I'm sure Coach Chappell set it up this way, trying to get his team prepared for the postseason.
Yeah, I think when you're 9-5 sitting right now through 14 games and you have this tough stretch, you kind of learn what you need to be. I mean, not to say that you're okay with losing, but you're probably expecting these all to be competitive games and to prepare you for a postseason run that you need. Because you have, after Seton Catholic, you have Indianapolis, Washington, and then on the 8th, Legacy Christian, followed by the Pioneer Conference playoffs on February 12th. So this, 2-week stretch is going to be one where they get awfully tired, but I think they're going to be prepared.
Yeah, they'll definitely come out better no matter what it shows in the win column for those 4 or 5 games.
Jump ball, Cedric Anderson tied up with Chandler. That'll go their way.
You mentioned that Pioneer Conference playoff right now. Liberty Christian sitting at 2-1 on the year, so they're in second in that conference.
Cherry scooting it over to Baird, dishing it back out. 3 ball off the back iron. Rebound Jeffers almost. It's poked away, and it's going to stay with Guerin Catholic. Let's look at the Golden Eagles' schedule ahead. They also play at Westfield.
Yeah,
excuse me.
They've got a couple tough games.
Yeah,
as well
they do.
coming up.
They do. They got Lafayette Central Catholic coming up. Then they play at Noblesville, beg your pardon. North Central, New Pal, Washington, Roncalli. Finish with University and Anderson. This is an equally tough stretch. A couple of talented 1A teams. Will Grissom is just a power. So smooth with the basketball in his hand.
He really is. Anytime he's coming off a cut, he's looking to score.
Adonis House from 3. Hadn't seen that since the first possession of the game. He's got 11 now.
Yeah, we were wondering if that would come back.
Jack Cherry looking for an outlet. Ripping the ball away. Lucas Parker. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Way to take the charge, Cedric Anderson.
Yeah, great job there. We saw a little bit of a trap there from the Lions, able to get Guerin kind of out of sorts there. So I'm sure that's something we'll probably see them keep up with for the rest of the game, trying to somehow get back into this one.
Anderson trying to go to work, looking for his outlet, finds Jeffers for 3. A little bit long. Anderson, what a save to keep that one in bounds. Out to Troutman. Driving to the rack. Foul on the court. That is on.
They're giving that to Cherry.
Jack Cherry.
I think it's his 3rd. Saw him have to sit out a couple minutes in that second quarter, picking up 2 quick ones.
Hey, follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN, on YouTube and on Facebook. If you'd like to contact us about an upcoming game or webcast, email at us at coach@indianasrn.org. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. A little over halfway through the season. Things are starting to heat up here. We got a good one for you here at Guerin Catholic. Grissom, speedy as ever. That one gets taken away by Eric Troutman.
It just seems like Grissom's been in the right spot every time this game. Like, that ball seemed like it was going to squirt out of bounds and go Liberty's way, and nope, he scoops it up and takes it the other way.
It's just crazy what he's been able to do each and every week.
Yeah, because he's had multiple 20-point games, I believe, over the season. So this isn't new territory for him with 27 points and still 5 minutes to go.
Last game versus Brebeuf, he only had 16 points. Parker had 12, Sorensen had 10, Cherry and Baird both had 7. They were able to win that game 58-52. Large in part due to their shooting. They were 20 of 40 from inside the arc. 33% from outside the arc and 83% from the line.
But yeah, it's going to be fun seeing both of these teams, what they can do in their sectional. I think Liberty Christian kind of stands out a little bit more amongst their other teams, but you look over at Guerin Catholic over at Lebanon, they're going to have their hands full of Brebeufs in there. Chatard's a lot better than they have been in the past.
Yep.
So I think you toss it up to one of those three, and any one of them could come out on top.
You also can't count out a Lebanon squad.
Yeah, exactly. The home team having the home crowd at their back always helps.
Oh, yeah. Surprisingly, that pass too tall for Kobe Watson. And trickles out of bounds. On the opposite side, you have Daleville, Liberty Christian, Westdell, Tri-Central, Cohen, and Anderson Prep Academy. Daleville sits at 2-0 against common sectional opponents. Liberty Christian 1-0.
I believe Liberty Christian beat up on Anderson Prep earlier in the season pretty badly.
Yep. They made sectional championships the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, so they really want to get back there and finally win one, because I think their last sectional championship came back in 2017.
Outside, Eric Trotman. Splash.
He's had a solid game off the bench. I believe that now gives him 8 points on the night.
That's right.
Ooh.
Fouled by Jeffers. Looked like he was kind of in a continuation sort of moment. Will Grissom, now Guerin in the bonus, is going to send Will Grissom to the line. Maybe some contention from the fans here at Guerin Catholic.
Yeah, it looked like Grissom kind of took a shot to the head there, maybe from one of the players' sides. It was obviously inadvertent, but
well, hey, if you were looking for other games in our family of networks, like the one tonight or the one last night with the City Alliance Championship, you can look no further than IndianaSRN. Nice, nifty move underneath. That's Eric Trauman again. He reaches double digits. And speaking of those games, Chatard at University, boys varsity, is going to be tomorrow night. Thursday, Southwestern Shelby at Greenwood Christian girls game. Friday night, Greenwood Christian at Central Christian. And Lafayette Central Catholic at Guerin. So you can see this Guerin squad take on a tough LCC team. Both those games are boys varsity. And then Saturday, we're covering wrestling at Arsenal Tech, sectional 20. And then Central Christian at Covenant Christian, Indianapolis Lutheran at Traders Point, and Providence Cristo Rey at Greenwood Christian, all Saturday.
Got some busy weekends coming up here at IndianaSRN.
That's right.
It's Casey's favorite time of the year, our producer. This is what he lives for.
He loves it. Every night, Casey's here grinding away, as well as our cameraman, James Andrews, who also does lots of producing. Eric Troutman stripped away as he went up again, and they're going to call a foul, maybe. Looks like that one just went out of bounds, so he might get an inbound here.
And Coach Chappell calling a timeout here.
That he is. Let's see if it's full or 30. It's going to be a full. We're going to take a break here on IndianaSRN. We'll be right back.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Joey Lindstrom and Ben Wood with you. Liberty Christian trying to inch closer and closer into this deficit. Underneath, Kobe Watson, foot out of bounds. It's going to go to the Golden Eagles' way. Guerin Catholic giving Liberty Christian lots of trouble.
Yeah, I've been impressed specifically how well they've done protecting the rim against. We just saw there Watson and House, who clearly have the size advantage down there, but you just see it's kind of been a team mentality. They'll have 2 or 3 guys kind of dive down in there and create problems.
Stolen, Eric Troutman, jelly up to the basket.
And he's been the star of the fourth quarter here. Just kind of pouring it in for the Lions.
He's got 12. His brother almost had a steal of his own. Etchison tough, fighting through that foul on the ground. And he's going to head to the line. Matthew Etchison has taken 3 charges. We talked about him being one of the most gritty players on the court tonight. That's proven true.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch him because you know what to expect out of him, and it seems like 9 times out of 10 he delivers.
He's got 4 points, hit a 3 earlier.
Yeah, that was only his second make on the season, so that was huge to see that go down.
Rebound by House. Setting the pick for Troutman. Dishing it out. 3 ball. Watson long. House over the top of the head of Holba. And not sure who this is going to be a foul on. Looks like this is actually going to be against Josh Holba. It's his 3rd.
Yeah, like against a bigger player like House, you have to make sure you're getting a body into him. Otherwise, it just makes it easier for him to reach over the top of you, not go over your back while still getting the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, when I can think of so many different situations when I used to play basketball where if I was getting boxed out, it'd be so easy, like if somebody's shorter than you, just to reach up and grab it. But you got to be careful if you're that player trying to rebound, and vice versa. You have to be careful if they want to box it out.
But I'd like to see here now, this is where Liberty Christian is really going to have to put their foot on the gas. You're going to see a full court pressure here from them, and then I have to start taking some quick shots here on the other side of the ball.
This is one of those situations, I mean, it's a 6-basket game, right, if you break it down. This feels like it's not quite over yet. Just has that feeling. And that's going to be a foot out of bounds by Jack Cherry. 3 minutes to go. 10-point game. So I correct myself from earlier. Not 12-10. And looks like Liberty Christian's going to try to market a little comeback here.
Yeah, give the Lions some credit. They were down 19 at one point, so it was close to getting really out of hand, and they've been able to kind of reel it back in here, and let's see what they can do these last 3 minutes.
Troutman driving to the hoop. Nifty pass to his brother. Gets his own rebound. Kobe Watson steals it from his teammate and goes back up. He's going to go to the line. I like the take from Ethan Troutman.
He didn't really wait for anything, saw an opportunity to get to the rim, and it created some opportunities for his teammates.
Rim unkind to Watson. Kobe standing at 6'7". Adonis House standing at 6'8". I don't know where they find these guys in Anderson, Indiana.
Maybe Chappell's got him got him growing in his backyard or something. He's been there. He's been there 18 years. So
invite him over to.
It makes sense.
Yep. Invite him over to his house for dinner. That's going to be a foul on Adonis House with the push-off, according to the referee. And so that's going to give Guerin Catholic the ball back after Kobe Watson misses both. Unfortunately for Liberty Christian, the deficit stays the same at 10.
And that's just a tough situation there for Liberty Christian, as they had an opportunity to chip into this lead, and then you miss both and pick up a foul.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Troutman wanted that one badly.
Yeah, he did. He tried to send it there. Grissom up to Cherry. A lot of pressure here from Liberty Christian. Down low. That was a bit of a forced pass down to Baird. And a timeout by Bobby Allen. I think that he got that off pretty quickly. And then with 2:17 remaining, Guerin Catholic's going to take a timeout here. We'll keep it here. So if you're Liberty Christian, you're down 10. The answer obviously is going to be try to get as many points as you can in this little stretch here. But how do you do that?
Well, I think realistically here on this inbound, they get that ball in. If you can't get a trap within the first 10 seconds, I think at this point you got to try and start fouling and see if that can get you anywhere. And I'm sure here for Coach Allen and his team, he saw the writing on the wall there with that pass that Grissom was trying to feed in there. He's just telling these guys, hey, let's slow down. He's probably showing them their kind of stall offense, giving them some pointers on what to look for here. And they're just going to try and ride this one off into the sunset.
Well, if anything you can look to for Guerin Catholic, they stand at 8-6. They have a tough schedule ahead, but I think that if you're looking to build on what your schedule, what your performance tonight has shown, you can shoot the basketball when your team is open, right? But I think even more so, your fast break offense has really become paramount.
Yeah, this I think was the biggest difference. They just seemed to play at a faster pace. From about 2 or 3 minutes after this game started, they just seemed to be a step ahead of Liberty Christian. They were getting the ball down the floor quicker, and it just led to some easy buckets that kind of gave them this 10-point lead.
Then inbound to Grissom. See if they trap here, like you said, Ben. Just Anderson guarding him. I think they're content with him just trying to dribble this one out and pass to his teammates. Etchison slips underneath that trap. House almost had a hand on it. Baird, nice effort play. House tried to save it, but his foot's out of bounds.
So close. They had 2 or 3 chances there to come up with the steal, and just wasn't in their cards tonight. And I know you kind of alluded to this in the first half. It just seemed like they had some bounces, some shots that just usually would go down, and they didn't, and it seemed to cause them some problems.
I'm willing to bet there's probably 5 shots that just kind of rimmed out for him.
Yep.
Those go in, it's a different story. Grissom on the floor, tying up with Adonis House. Looks like they were calling a jump ball, but a timeout was called by Coach Bobby Allen, I think. Yep. That's right. And it's going to be a 30. Let's hear again from our sponsor, Family Source Insurance. We have you covered auto, home, life, or business. Call Pat Cherry to get a quote today. Look to Family Source Insurance for all your needs. FamilySourceInsurance.com and 317-884-8046. Speaking of Family Source Insurance, we have the Family Source Insurance post-game show after our game ends here. We'll go to break and come back and give our MVP of the game, followed by just Ben Wood's review of both these squads and a look ahead at their schedule. So do not go anywhere after game time ends. I'd love to have you.
Oh, yeah, we'd love for everyone to stick around. I'm sure in other games we've had a tougher decision on who the player of the game. This one, it's been pretty obvious, but we're going to leave that one for after the game.
Don't spoil it, man.
Yeah, exactly. I can't get ahead of ourselves.
Guerin Catholic trying to play keep away. Parker to Chapman. This basket rebounded by Cherry. Sorensen on the attempt. It was a wide open look.
Right there, Jack Cherry just kind of showed some of the high IQ that led to him playing as a freshman. He could have easily tried to go up with that shot right there, but instead pulls it back out, takes some more time off this clock.
Well, after their holiday tournament, Guerin Catholic lost to Bishop Chatard, who's been hot this year, sitting at 13-1. They just had their first loss, and then they won 2 straight with Covenant Christian on the 14th, and then a week later at Brebeuf. And now today against Liberty Christian, chance to seal it here and make it 3 in a row. Chapman nails it.
And it's really impressive what this Guerin team's been able to do, considering they lost big pieces of their offense from last year. That team went 21-4. And right now, I think this Guerin Catholic team has been trending in the right direction. We mentioned how huge that Brebeuf win was,
Yep.
but the fact that they're still sitting over 500 more than halfway through the season, you have to give some credit to these players and, of course, Coach Allen.
Kobe Watson was fouled before he received that pass in the post. Yeah, Coach Allen's done a bang-up job. In his 6th year to have 85 wins. Substantial winning record, 85-50. A couple sectional championships under their belt. Been impressive what he's been able to build. Watson nails the second one, and it's a 10-point game once again with a minute to go. Watson's got 7. This can be a 30-second timeout. Serenity Care Services is an Indiana licensed service agency where the friendly, experienced team of caregivers you've been seeking. Call Angela today at 317-900-6202. Serenity Care Services, serving Indianapolis and the 5 surrounding areas. Coach Jason Chappell is encouraging his team not to give up. They were down at the biggest deficit they were down was 19 points. Guerin Catholic was shooting the lights out. Large in parts of Will Grissom.
Yeah, it seems like the offense for Guerin's kind of slowed down. We've seen Liberty become more aggressive. Well, Patrick Mahomes has deep ball right there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that was Tyreek Hill down there and Will Grissom's jersey. Catching that deep baseball pass from Jack Cherry. Yeah, shoot. If those NFL games are anything like, if those NFL games this weekend are anything like the ones last weekend, we are in for it, man.
I think I saw something that all 4 of those games were decided on the last play or something like that.
Yep, exactly, yep.
That's crazy.
3 game-winning field goals and then a game-winning touchdown in overtime. Just crazy. Absolute mayhem. And a lot of fun. Troutman from deep. Off the front iron. Rebound. House. Puts it back up. And guess what? Another trip to the line. Well, Liberty Christian down but not out quite yet. Just down by 11. A few trips to the line for both these teams. Each with 10 fouls. And into double bonus.
I have 17 free throws in this 4th quarter alone.
Jeez.
Between both teams.
Very competitive. House rims out, unfortunately for him.
And it seemed like this first half just kind of flew by, so I guess these last 3 minutes are kind of making up for that.
That one falls for him. 65-55 our count. That's going to be a foul, and Will Grissom will go to the line. So Liberty Christian trying to force an elongated version of this game. I mean, 65-55 is a substantial score for high school basketball. You normally don't see a lot of teams break 60.
Nope. In fact, Guerin averages on the season 57 points per game, but Liberty Christian, one of those more high-scoring teams. I know we mentioned throughout this broadcast that 4 out of their 5 starters average double digits. They average 63 on the season. But it's an impressive feat to almost break 60 against a team like Guerin Catholic, who has a pretty excellent defense. Grissom had a chance to break 30 there if he was able to knock down both of these. Currently sitting at 28 points. And it just came so – I know he worked hard for it, but it seemed like it came so easy for him.
Yeah, I completely agree. He's such a dynamic player, but he's so fast.
Yeah.
He glides down the floor. Watson up, gets his own rebound. Grissom to the rack. Can he get to 30? Well, he has a chance here at the line.
Seen him utilize that a few times. Kind of gets the defense, that last defender, on their heels and then hits them with that quick Euro step at the last second. But Grissom's the kind of player that I think a lot of kids who are freshmen or sophomores can look at the way he's kind of transformed his game last year. He was just kind of a role player, had some decent games here and there, but he's been the focal point of this team, and I think you can just show in the offseason he got stronger. You mentioned he's gotten quicker as well. Just if you put in the offseason work, it pays off dividends.
31 points for number 12. A well-deserved end to his night. He's been so impressive. 25 seconds to go. Troutman brings it up for Liberty Christian. Losing the ball. Holba picking it up. To the rack. Chapman trying to rebound. And this shot was Ty Sanders. Just 14 to go. Again, do not go anywhere after this game is over. We'll take a quick break and come right back for our game's MVP of the day. And I can't imagine it's going to come as a surprise, but there you go, a three-pointer from Xavier White, his first points of the night to finish us off. And our final score tonight, Guerin Catholic takes this one and moves to 9-6. They win 68-58. Liberty Christian falls to 9-6 as well. We'll be right back after this short break to give our Family Source Insurance MVP of the game and the Family Source Insurance post-game show. Don't go anywhere on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to IndianaSRN. And Guerin Catholic taking care of business here against Liberty Christian, 68-58. Check out some of the upcoming games this week. Tomorrow evening, Chittard and University High in a boys varsity matchup. On Thursday, we have Southwestern Shelby at Greenwood Christian in the girls varsity. Friday night, Greenwood Christian at Central Christian and Lafayette Central Catholic at Guerin Catholic here in Noblesville. Both of those are boys games. This Saturday, Sectional 20 wrestling at Arsenal Tech, followed by Central Christian at Covenant Christian, Indianapolis Lutheran at Traders Point, and Providence Cristo Rey at Greenwood Christian. All of those are boys varsity as well. And then rounding out January next week, Heritage Christian at Park Tudor, also a boys varsity game. We'll be right back after another break and our Family Source Insurance post-game show and our Family Source Insurance MVP of the game.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic, rounding out our Family Source Insurance post-game show. Joey Lindstrom alongside Ben Wood. Well, Ben, first, what were your impressions of this game and how did both these teams move forward?
Well, I was impressed by kind of the pace and the scoring that started off that first quarter, and then it seemed like Guerin just really locked in defensively, and it led to some easy and quick layups for them in the other end. And I think for Liberty Christian, they're a very talented team, though they should have some good success in their sectional and hopefully pick up a sectional championship. It just seemed like they weren't able to keep up with the pace of play that Guerin's used to playing at. It seemed like most of the times Guerin was just a step ahead of them, and that really kind of cost them in the first half, and just seemed like they couldn't dig themselves out of that hole that they created.
Liberty Christian moves on to play at Westfield this Saturday, which is going to be tough for them, and Guerin Catholic will move on to play Lafayette Central Catholic on Friday here on IndianaSRN. Now, the moment we've been waiting for, the Family Source Insurance MVP of the game. We've decided, I think it's unanimous, excuse me, Will Grissom. I mean, come on, 31 points to his name. I had him down for 9 rebounds. Just an absolute talent. Why do you think he got the player of the game today?
He just seemed to always be in the right spot. He got going early in the first quarter with 7 points. He was able to knock down 2 threes in the first half, so it was a little bit of everything. It just seemed like it all came so easily for him, and you mentioned those 9 rebounds. I'd say at least half of them, he took them down the court and got a layup at the other end. So it was just really fun to watch him operate within this offense, and he was just a huge difference maker in this one.
That he was. Well, Guerin Catholic 68, Liberty Christian 58. Thank you so much for being with us. That'll do it for us here at IndianaSRN. For Casey Pierce, for James Andrews, for Ben Wood, I'm Joey Lindstrom. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a safe and pleasant evening, and we'll see you next time.